This is your teacher Haris Bhatt, and you are seeing my YouTube channel and Accounting with Sir Haris. I want you to have your calculator with you, otherwise we can do something wrong. So this question we are doing A2 accounting, and the topic is profit and loss sharing arrangement. In partnership changes, in A2 accounting we have this topic, profit and loss sharing arrangement, and we can find questions from this topic from October, November 24 onwards. And I believe that 4 to 5 questions have already come in the exams, which we will do obviously. So this question has come in October, November 11-41, long back. Alan, Brain and Clive have been in partnership for several years, sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3-to-1. So their profit and loss sharing ratio is 3/6, 2/6, and 1/6 Manur. After charging an annual salary of Alan of 18,000. So there is an annual salary also given to Alan only for 18,000, and interest on capital of 6% per annum. Financial statements are prepared to 30th June. It means that everything is there, but interest on drawing is not there. Other things are already there. Financial statements are prepared to 30th June. Additional information: the capital account balances on 1st July were Alan 42,500, Brain 32,000, Clive 28,000. Alan retired on 31st December 2010. Dilip was admitted to the partnership on this date. So on 31st December, one person, Alan, is going to retire from the partnership, and Dilip is going to admit into the partnership. So on the same date, one person is retiring and one person is going to admit into the partnership business. Number one. Number two, our financial year starts from 1st July 2010 and ends on 30th June 2011. It means that partnership change is going to occur after 6 months. So Alan is going to retire not at the start or at the end of the year, during the year, after 6 months. And Dilip is also admitted after 6 months. My question is this: if Alan is receiving a salary of 18,000, right, according to the previous agreement, it means that from the first 6 months of this year, from July to December, he will get salary of 18,000? No, 18,000 is annual salary. He will get 9,000 because for 6 months, his salary is going to be 9,000 rather than 18,000. That is the important point, which will carry on in the future also in the whole question. Dilip reduced fixed capital of 50,000. Brain also contributed a further 50,000 fixed capital. So Dilip, who is a new partner, he has come into the business with a capital of 50,000. But Brain, who is going to continue with the business, he is also introducing some capital of 50,000 into the business. It was decided that the profit sharing ratio for Brain, Clive, and Dilip would be 2-1-1. That is going to be 2/4, 1/4, and 1/4. After charging an annual salary for Dilip of 10,000 and interest on capital of 6% per annum. Now let's go back. In the previous 6 months, when there were 3 partners and there was no retirement or admission, the salary was for Alan only 18,000. The ratio was 3-to-1. Interest on capital was the same. Now, Alan has gone down. Now, B, C, and D are partners. The salary is for Dilip only 10,000. Interest on capital is same, 6%, and the ratio is 2/4, 1/4, and 1/4. 2:1:1. Goodwill was valued at 1,32,000 for the purposes of the change in partnership, and the following revaluations were made. So goodwill is also there. You have to distribute goodwill to the old partners with old ratio, and then it will be written off with new ratio to the new partners. And revaluation is also there. Non-current asset net book value is 3,50,000, but now it has been revalued to 3 lakh. There is a revaluation decrease of 50,000. Then trade receivable 2,42,000, and now it is 2,16,000. Again, there is a decrease of trade receivables. There is a revaluation downward of asset. Trade payable 83,000 and 73,000. There is a trade payable are also decreasing. Liability is decreasing, which is a beneficial for us, with an amount of 10,000. Goodwill is not to be retained in the books of account. We already knew that goodwill is not supposed to be a part in the accounts. Any balance on Alan's capital account on the date of retirement is to be transferred to the current account. That is very, very important. The retiring partner capital account, I repeat again, the retiring partner capital account is supposed to be closed with the name bank or loan or with both. But here there is a change. The retiring partner capital account is going to be closed neither with bank nor with loan. It is going to be closed with the name current account because the amount is supposed to be transferred to the current account. This type of question, unfortunately, has been given in your textbook also, which is David Hopkins. In your textbook of David Hopkins, we have a question of profit loss sharing arrangement in which the retiring partner capital account is closed with the name current account rather than bank or loan. So from that particular question, it has been now given in this particular. You must be thinking, sir, वो तो नई book है. पहले जो book थी, वो सारे क्वेश्चन वहीं से उठाए गए हैं ना. पहले एचआर रैंडल की बुक थी, उसमें से उठा के उसने डेवी हॉपकिंस ने डाले हुए ना आगे, उस वक्त भी थे. तो नेक्स्ट, प्रिपेयर द पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट इन कॉलमनर फॉर्म फॉर द ईयर एंडेड 30th June. Current account balances on 1st July were LN 16852 DMA. The partners made drawings in their profit sharing ratio. Total drawings were 30,000 immediately prior to the partnership change and 20,000 on 30th June 2011. The net profit for the year ended 30th June 2011 was 48,000 and this accrued evenly throughout the year. It means that the profit for the year is the same for each month. Either there is 12 months or 6 months separately, 6 months separately. Each month profit will remain the same. It means that first 6 months we have a profit of 24,000 and in the last 6 months we have profit of 24,000. Any final balance owed to Ellen is to be paid through the bank account. So when you are going to prepare the current account of Ellen, then it is going to be closed with the name bank rather than the capital account. Prepare an appropriation account for the year, current account and columnar fraud. So very lengthy question. It carries 40 marks actually. It's a 40 marks question. We'll solve it all together. First of all, we have to prepare the partner's capital account. So let's do that. So if you just see the question, we have 4 partners in this particular question, right? A, then we have B, then C, and then we have a new partner which has recently admitted after 6 months to the partnership business, D. On the right side also, we'll go for A, B, C, and D. Okay. Let's prepare the partner's capital account. I will go for the lines first. Here come. There are 4 partners. Yes, I do agree with you that in the first 6 months, we have 3 partners, A, B, and C. But in the last 6 months, or in the next 6 months, we have 3 partners, B, C, and D, because A has been retired. The first 6 months में D नहीं था, और last 6 months में A नहीं था. तो उसके हिसाब से ही आपको इसको सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है मेरे बच्चों, हौसले के साथ देखते हैं आगे हम. सबसे पहले कैपिटल अकाउंट वी हैव टू राइट इट डाउन. सो द कैपिटल अकाउंट बैलेंसेस आर गिवन 42,500, 32,000 and 28,000 for A, B and C. So I will write here, brought down 42,500. Oh, sorry. Here 42,500, then 32,000, and then for C it is going to be 28,000. There is no D till that time. Next, capital I have written. Let's go for the calculation of goodwill, for the treatment of goodwill. Goodwill is supposed to be distributed. The amount of goodwill given in the question is 1,32,000 and it is supposed to be distributed among all partners with old ratio to reinstate the goodwill in the ratio of 3:1. 3/6, 2/6 and 1/6. Though entries are not required, still I am going for the entries to make you realize that entries are important and you will be able to understand the question more easily when you are going through the entries. So that is 3/6, 2/6 and 1/6. G, please, you have to let me know. 1,32,000 into 3/6, 1,32,000 into 2/6 and 1/6.
3/6, 66,000.
66,000, then
44,000.
And C is going to be 22,000. Now, I have to write off the goodwill among new partners with new ratio. Here comes the change. Sikandar, new partners are not 4 or 2. They are the same 3. Why? Because A is no more with us. B, C, and D. So goodwill is supposed to be written off among new partners with new ratio. The amount of goodwill is remain the same, but the new ratio is 2:1. That is going to be 2/4, 1/4, and 1/4. Sir, can you please share the question with us? Yes. 3:1, 3/6, 2/6, 1/6, and here it is going to be 2:1:1, 2/4, 1/4, and 1/4 for the treatment of goodwill. Okay. Let's tell me the amounts now. 132,000 into 2/4 is going to be 66,000. 1/4.
1/4, 33,000.
33,000 and again 33,000. That is very old. October, November 1141. October, November 1141. Okay. Hopefully you will find the same question in your major exam. Same type of question. It will not be easier than this, I'm telling you. ठीक है, तो किसी की बेवकूफी में ना आइएगा प्लीज. ठीक है, फिर मुझे ना बाद में कहिएगा सर आपने तो बताया था, हमसे गलती हो गई सर. ठीक है जी, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि इतना लेंथी होगा, लेंथी थोड़ी सा कम होगा, लेकिन कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी लेवल इससे कम नहीं होगा. ठीक है, शुरू कर दिया ना अब खेलना, अब वो पीछे नहीं हटता. अच्छा जी, सबसे पहले जो डी है, he is going to reduce his capital into the business with the name bank, and the amount he is going to reduce is going to be 50,000. So bank debit and D's capital account is going to be credit. Then B has also introduced some amount into the business with the same amount, rather 50,000. So B's capital account is going to be credit, brain actually 50,000, and with because of the bank. Dilip also introduced. I have already done that. Bank to Dilip capital account and bank to brain capital account. Now let's move forward. I will go for the treatment of the goodwill. Let's do that. Goodwill. First of all, we need to write the goodwill on the credit side in A, B, and C with an amount of 66,000, 44,000, because all these capital accounts are going to be credited because of goodwill, and 22,000. Now the goodwill is going to be written off in new partner with new ratio 2/4, 1/4, and 1/4. We have calculated 66,000. C is 33,000 and D is also 33,000. Okay, we are done with this. Now we are going for the revaluation because there are certain revaluation going on at the time of partnership change. After 6 months, we are going for a partnership change. One person is going to retire, Ellen, and Dilip is going to be admitted into the partnership business. So let's see. Non-current assets are going to be revalued downward. So I will pass the entry just for your sake. I will go for revaluation is going to be debited with 50,000 and non-current asset is going to be credited with 50,000. If I'm not taking the amount wrong, let me see. It's fine. Then trade receivable 242 say decrease okay 216,000. So what is the difference of the amount of trade receivables? So that I can pass the entry revaluation debit and trade receivable credit 242,000 minus 216,000. 26,000. Then again there is going to be a trade payable has also gone down. So the entry is going to be trade payable debit with 10,000 and revaluation account is going to be credit with 10,000. Why, sir? Because when trade payable are going to decrease, we will get benefit out of it because liability decrease over here. So revaluation is going to increase. It is supposed to be credited. Now I'm going to prepare the revaluation account to find the profit or loss on revaluation to be transferred to old partners with old ratio. It will be transferred to A, B, and C only with old ratio 3:1, 3/6, 2/6, and 1/6. The revaluation account is debited with first 50,000 with non-current asset, then debited with 26,000 because of trade receivable, and then credited with 10,000 because of trade payable. So the total is going to be 76,000. Here also 76,000, and the difference is going to be 66,000. which is going to be the loss to be transferred to Ellen, Brain, and Clive according to their profit and loss sharing ratio, which is going to be 3, 2, and 1. So can you please tell me 66,000 into 3 by 6, 2 by 6, and 1 by 6, what is the amount? 3 by 6 is 33,000, right? 2 by 6 is 2 by 6 is going to be
22.
G,
22.
and 1 by 6 is going to be 11,000. So we have transferred the revaluation loss to the respective partners' capital accounts. Revaluation account was not required in the question. I just prepared it for the understanding purpose. Now, revaluation is going to be credited. It's a loss, so it will come on the debit side of the capital accounts because it's a revaluation loss. You can pass the entry also that partners' capital account A, B, and C are going to be debited, and revaluation is going to be credited with 66,000. So A will be 33,000 loss sustained, B will sustain 22,000, and C will sustain 11,000. So that's it. That is the entries we need to do when we have prepared the capital accounts. The 50,000 is going to be contributed by Ellen also, by Dilip 10,000, sorry, 10,000. 50,000 is going to be reduced by Dilip, bank debit, capital, Dilip capital credit, and Brain also, bank debit and Brain capital credit. So that is going to be transferred to their respective capital accounts. So let's go for the total of Ellen first to find the carried down. What is the total? 66,000 plus 42,500.
108,500.
108,500. Thank you. I will write also here 108,500. And I will write the carried down 108,500 minus 33,000.
75,500.
75,500. And the same will become the brought down of the next year, Anushe. That is again going to be 75,500. Then I will go for the total of the Brain B, that is 32,000 plus 50,000 plus 44,000.
126,000.
126,000. I will write here also 126,000. And the difference minus 88,000. We will get the carried down
38,000.
38,000. And this will become the brought down of the next part of the next 6 months. Then total for C is going to be 50,000. I will write total over here also 50,000 minus 44,000. So the carried down is going to be 6,000, right? And this will become the brought down for Clive for the next 6 months. Again for Dilip, it is going to be 50,000. I will write here 50,000. In total on the credit side, same total will become on the debit side, and 33,000 subtract, we will get 17,000 as carried down, which will become the brought down of the next 6 months, 17,000. So we are basically done with the first part of the question that basically required us to prepare the capital accounts. So we are done with this. Now we are supposed to prepare the profit and loss appropriation account, which is the even more difficult part of the question. One thing which we have missed or done incorrect way, that is that the Ellen capital account is not supposed to be closed with carried down. Why? Because he is not having any carried down. Remember this, that I'm not going to close the Ellen capital account with carried down. There will be no brought down. And unfortunately, the Ellen capital account is going to be closed with the name current account, because it is clearly stated that we have to transfer the whatever amount the Ellen capital account have. We are supposed to transfer it, the amount to its respective current account. So I will write here that amount is going to be transferred to the Ellen current account. We'll prepare it and then we'll discuss it later on that how we will going to do that. Now, see, I will write here, see, first 6 months and then I will write here last 6 months. You can write also like this, up to 31st December 2010 and then up to 30th June 2011. That is still the same thing, but I just want it to be that way. Then I am going to write the dollar sign here for both, and the next dollar sign, and the dollar sign here, and the next dollar sign for the last 6 months. And I will start with the profit for the year, which is given in the question. But I have to divide this profit into 6 months equally. So this will be 24,000 for the first 6 months and 24,000 for the last 6 months. Sir, how you have gone for this particular amount? Okay, let's see. It is written now. Next part of the story. Any balance on Alan's capital account on the date of retirement is to be transferred to his current account. Prepare partner's capital account. 13 marks. We are done with this. Current account balances are given. Partners' drawings were made like this in their profit loss sharing ratio. Profit is 48,000 and even accrue evenly throughout the year. It means 6 months profit is half of this, 24,000 for the first half and 24,000 for the second half. Okay. Now let's start doing this. I will add interest on drawing in this, but there is no interest on drawing, so I'm not going to write it. Less salaries. Let's see, go back. So how you will be able to know that there is no salary? Okay, let me show you. Here come the salary, Alan. Interest on drawing is not there. Interest on capital is there 6%. So Alan will get salary for the first half month because after 6 months, he was nowhere. He was not a part of the partnership business. He was not a partner. So 9,000 salary we have to pay Alan for the first 6 months. I will write here A, and I will write subtract here his salary, which is going to be 9,000. Then another partner
सर
in the
ये
next 6 months.
सैलरी कैपिटल अकाउंट में नहीं आनी चाहिए
बताता हूँ. In the next 6 months, the salary is given to Dilip only. In the last 6 months, 10,000, and that is the annual salary. 10,000 is an annual amount, so Dilip will get salary, but for the last 6 months, he will get salary of an amount of 5,000, not the full amount of, right? Not the full amount of 10,000. His salary will be going to be like this. Now I have to subtract interest on capital. That is the reason that I have discussed this particular point with you so that you should not get confused because of that. So remember this, that when current account is given in the question, it means all the things relating to profit or salary or interest on capital or interest on drawing will be dealt through current account rather than capital account. So there is no reason to go for salaries and interest on capital in these things in capital account. They will come only when you are not maintaining current accounts. Number one. Number two, capital account will include only those things which are related with capital transactions, which are not a result of trading activities of the business. Goodwill revaluation is not a result of trading activities of the business, right? So goodwill or introduction of capital or revaluation upward, downward, this is not because of the trading activities of the business. कारोबार को चलाने से नहीं हो रहे सब कुछ. ये partnership change की वजह से हो रहे. That is why they are always dealt through capital accounts rather than current accounts. बाकी salary, interest on drawing सब ये सब तो आता ही इसमें. So there is no reason that we should write it in current account or capital account. Sorry, salary तो नहीं आती है कैपिटल अकाउंट में, ना ही इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल आता है, ना ही इंटरेस्ट ऑन ड्राइंग आता है, अनलेस के आपको करंट अकाउंट का आप करंट अकाउंट मेंटेन ही ना कर रहे हैं. बट हियर इट इज वेरी क्लियरली स्टेटेड दैट वी आर मेंटेनिंग करंट अकाउंट्स, बैलेंसेस भी दिए हुए करंट अकाउंट्स. चलते हैं जी आगे. सबसे पहले हमें देखना है इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल. दैट इज वेरी सिंपल. इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल एट द फर्स्ट इंस्टेंस, फर्स्ट 6 months 6% on their respective capitals, which is given for A, B and C. D तो था ही नहीं तब, ठीक है. तो 42,500, let me calculate, 42,500 into 6% into 6/12. because 6% is per annum. So we are supposed to write interest on capital only for 6 months. Calculate it, 42,500 into 6% into 6 over 12. 1275. Then for B, again for the first part, 42,500, sorry, 32,000 is the capital of B into 6% into 6 over 12. 960, because these capital remained in the business only for the first half of the year, first 6 months. Then 28,000 into 6% into 6 over 12.
840.
840. Let's go for the total of this. All three. 1275 plus 960 plus 840. You will get the total 3075. Now you can subtract 24,000. You can subtract 24,000 minus 9,000 minus 3075. 11,925. And this is supposed to be, this is the profit shared, and it is supposed to be distributed or given to all the partners, to the basically the three partners in their profit and loss sharing ratio, which is 3:1, the first half. That is going to be 3/6, 2/6, and 1/6. What is the amount? Is going to be 11,925 into 3/6. 5962.5, right? Next for B, 11,925 into 2/6. 1987.5. Then 11,925 into 1/6. 331.25. And the total will again become 99,925. Now let's go back towards the next portion. We have to pay interest on capital, not for A, for B, C, and D. The percentage is 6% again, but the capitals are now changed. For B, the capital which remained in the business, okay, from 1st January till 30th June 2011, that is 38,000, 6,000, and 17,000. So we have to pay interest according to that criteria. So you have to calculate 38,000. Can you do it for me? 38,000. Let me do it here just for the reason. For B, I'm sorry. 38,000 into 6% into 6 over 12. So what is the amount? Because the capital of B is not 32,000 for the next 6 months. It was 38,000. 1140. Then we will do that is going to be for C. It is going to be 6,000. The capital is 6,000 into 6% into 6 over 12. What is the amount? 6,000 into 6% into 6 over 12. 180. Then for D, I can write that amount 17,000 into 6% into 6 over 12. Actually, the percentage are the same. 510. Now I am going to subtract all these amounts to get the profit shared. 24,000 minus 5,000 minus 1140 minus 180 minus 510. I will get the answer.
24,000 minus 5,000 minus
1140 minus 180 minus 510. Remember this, that you have to calculate interest on capitals on these capitals now for the next 6 months, because for the next 6 months B, C, and D capital which has been inducted or available in the business was 38, 6, and 17. How much?
17,170.
170. Now you can distribute the profit in their profit loss sharing ratio, which is 2/4, 1/4, and 1/4 in B, C, and D. So 2/4 is 8585. 1/4 is
2146.2.
2146.25. And again for D, it is going to be 2146.25. ये काइंडली चेक कर लीजिएगा अगले वाले पार्ट्स को, बाकी तो ठीक है, कैलकुलेशंस में कह रहा था. There is no interest on drawing, my dear. We would have added. I have already discussed with you. There is no interest on drawing in the question. Otherwise, we would have added interest on drawing also. और उस सूरत में कैलकुलेशन और ज्यादा मुश्किल हो जाती है, बिकॉज फिर आपको इंटरेस्ट ऑन ड्राइंग की कैलकुलेशन भी 6 माह के हिसाब से करनी पड़ती है, तो वो एक अलग हिसाब बन जाता है हमारे लिए. अभी इसने तो आप हाथ वाला रखा है थोड़ा. नहीं, हमने करंट अकाउंट भी अपने जो है वो प्रिपेयर हमने बना लिए. अब वो कहता है कि आपने सवाल खत्म नहीं हुआ, कहता है आपने करंट अकाउंट्स बनाने हैं. You have to prepare the current accounts for all these particular partners. For again, I will do for A, B, C, and D, and on the credit side also. And the most important thing is this, that you have to close the Allen capital account, current account, sorry, with bank. That is the most important part of the game. The Allen capital account is going to be closed with the name bank. So first I am going to write the balance of the current accounts, and then all the things are going to be taken from the respective appropriation account. So balance of the current account given in the question is 16852. For Allen it is credit 16852. So I will write here for Allen it is credit 16852. Then if you talk about for 7482 for brain, it is also credit 7482. If I am not wrong, let me see. 7482 credit, if it is credit or not. Debit है 11743 credit. I will write here for brain 7482. It is a loss actually. And for him 11743, it has a credit balance. I'm talking about Clive. It is given that it has a credit balance of 11743. Okay. Now what I will do, I will write here first of all profit share. So what I will do, first 6 months, and then I have to write last 6 months. You have to do it accordingly, because the profits are going to be written separately for the first and last in the appropriation account. We are done with that. This is 5962.5, 1987.5. I will write here first 6 months 5962.5. Then the other is going to be 1987.5, 1987.5. And then for the last person, it is how much? It is 331.25. I can write here 331 is even fine, no problem. Okay, now last 6 months, it is also given in the question. That is for B, C, and D 8585 and 2147. 2147, I'm going to round it down, round it off. क्या था 8585 and 2147 and again 2147. You can round it off. I can counting it, it doesn't matter. Then here comes the drawings. Again, the problem is the same. Drawings for the first 6 months and drawings for the last 6 months. There is a problem, because it is given in the same manner. See, the drawings are, total drawings were 30,000 for the first 6 months, and they are supposed to be distributed according to their profit loss sharing ratio, which is 3:1. So 30,000 is supposed to be distributed in the profit loss sharing ratio, means 3/6, 2/6, and 1/6. So that is going to be 3/6 is going to be 15,000, then 10,000. And for C is going to be 5,000. And if we talk about 20,000 into 2 by, that is going to be 10,000, and for last 6 months 5,000 and 5,000. Same, you will write the salary for both the partners. For Allen that is going to be 9,000. And for Dilip, it is going to be 5,000 for the last 6 months actually. Okay. Then there is going to be interest on capital. Again, first 6 months, last 6 months. Here it is very important that you have to transfer the current account, the capital account balance in the account of LN. And it will come on the credit side because it is a positive balance of LN, which is 75,500. And the LN capital current account now is supposed to be closed with the name bank. So we'll pay him with the name bank, and this is how his account is going to be closed with the name balancing figure with the name bank account. That is, I'm talking about LN capital account, because the 75,500 is basically his amount, which is supposed to be transferred to the current account of LN from his capital account. So we have to transfer that amount. And then we can close the account of LN with the name bank. Now you can complete it on your own. You have to write interest on capital first 6 months and last 6 months, and then you can complete it. Right? Any question you can ask? I can understand it is difficult, but this is how it will be